Capturing a sitting president like Nicolás Maduro and forcibly taking him to the US would be a clear violation of international law, as a sitting head of state enjoys absolute head of state immunity, known as immunity ration personae. Under international law, a sitting head of state enjoys absolute immunity, known as immunity ration personae, which provides complete protection from the jurisdiction of other states during their time in office. This means they cannot be arrested, detained, or prosecuted by another country while in office, even for serious crimes such as those involving drugs, weapons, or terrorism. Forcibly capturing a president on foreign soil, like sending U.S. forces into Venezuela to seize Nicolás Maduro, would violate the UN Charter Article 2 banning the use of force against another state's territorial integrity, along with customary international law and the principle of state sovereignty. Such an act is legally classified as an act of aggression and a legal regime change, and a state kidnapping under international law. Taking control of Venezuela's institutions, running the country, and installing new leadership would constitute an illegal military occupation, lacking any UN Security Council authorization or consent from the legitimate government. Seizing Venezuela's oil or other natural resources like gas and state assets in an occupied territory is strictly forbidden under international humanitarian law, including the Hague Regulations and Geneva Conventions, and is considered the war crime of pillage, even if claimed to be temporary or for stability. Even if Maduro was indicted in a New York court on U.S. criminal charges, those charges do not override international law. Any arrest must occur on U.S. soil or through extradition with the consent of the state, not forcible seizure abroad. Any cooperation or agreement obtained under military coercion, such as with Delcy Rodriguez, would be void under the Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties, as she cannot waive state sovereignty and no valid consent can exist under duress or occupation. Public celebrations, support from opposition figures, or approval in places like Florida do not legitimize an illegal act. International law is not decided by popularity, public opinion, or crowd reactions. If this scenario unfolded, Venezuela or its allies could bring a case to the International Court of Justice, demand UN emergency sessions, seek sanctions or countermeasures, treat the U.S. presence as an unlawful occupation, and lawfully resist under international law. U.S. officials involved could face universal jurisdiction cases abroad for international crimes, significant travel risks with restricted passports, and long-term legal exposure in various jurisdictions. In conclusion, capturing a sitting Venezuelan president like Nicolás Maduro, occupying the country, and seizing its oil would be one of the clearest violations of international law in the modern era. It would be illegal, unconstitutional under international norms, a breach of jus cogens, the most fundamental peremptory norms of international law, and legally comparable to historic unlawful invasions.